What's going on, everyone? Got a video here. I mentioned in yesterday's video that it had been a while since I'd been dashing regularly, and yesterday there was a couple different new changes to the app that I hadn't seen before, and I ran into something today that I'll get to here in a second. Decided on getting White Castle for lunch. I hadn't had White Castle forever, so I decided to get that, and I stopped next door here in a parking spot to record this video before I get lunch. So it wasn't a successful dash today. I woke up this morning at 4 a.m. and that's the reason. We kind of messed everything over. And logged in for my dash at 6 o'clock in the morning. Had a couple declines, the $7 TJ, 13 miles. And then my only Uber offer that I got the whole morning was $11 Burger King 13 mile. But the order that for the subject of today's video, the next decline after that was, and I'll throw up the screenshot as I tell this story, was a $7.50 Wendy's, and then it said plus 50 cents for extra effort pay. And then down below, and you see in the screenshot where it says like the pickup from Wendy's, and then have the merchant verify the items in the order. And I declined it. And this was something new I hadn't seen before. Maybe some of you watching this video, maybe it's your first time seeing it as well. I don't know, but I thought it would make a good subject for a video. Now, I will say that a lot more questions could have been answered, and this would have been a more informative video if I would have took the order, but I declined it. And of course, somebody has to walk to their vehicle and walk right next to my car right now. I mean, right, you might as well have brushed up against my car, buddy. Unbelievable. So like I said, a lot more questions would have been answered if I would have took it. But because I don't know, was this optional? Or could I have picked up the Wendy's order and just not even bothered with the 50 cents and that extra step? And could I just skipped it? Or did I have to attempt to do that? Or, I don't know. And a couple things that came to mind. I did a video a while back. I'll try to throw a link in the description where the smart scales. And if you haven't already, check out the video I did on that. This to me sounds kind of similar. But a couple things that I thought of when I first saw this offer. Number one, like with Wendy's in particular, those are, I'd say probably, sometimes I get to a Wendy's and the orders are already ready for me and sitting out and the bags are sealed and everything. But I'd say probably about 70% of the time I get there before the order's ready and they're still preparing it. But for any of these restaurants, for orders that are already ready and sitting there ready to go for you and they're sealed, so the app wants you to have the staff like rip open those seals, double check the items, and then seal it back up again. So I mean, I don't know. And like another thing too that I thought of with this is, I mean, there's a bunch of different factors, things you could think of with something like this. Like another thing I thought of is, when you ask a staff member, even like on your own orders that you place for yourself, staff members don't want to open up a sack and look inside and double check everything. So a lot of time, and at least in my life experience anyway, 9 times out of 10, or maybe even 99 times out of 100, anytime I ask some kind of worker, hey, did you make sure the fries got put in that sack? Yeah, it's in there. Everything's all in there. It's good. You know, they just want to get rid of you. Yeah, the ketchup's in the bag. It's in there. You know, and they don't, most of the time, they don't care. So that's another thing. And then another thing I thought of is, I mean, couldn't a lot of Dashers just, okay, so they get this store, and then it says, okay, ask the staff to verify the order, and then click this button when that task is completed. Well, couldn't you just walk into the store? Yeah, I asked them to check it. Boom, click the button and then get your 50 cents. You know, how is that? How can it be proved that you actually completed that extra effort step, and that you actually had to ask the staff to do that, and they actually did that? And what, you know, so that's something else I thought of when I saw that. And then another thing is, if you really do ask the staff member to double check it, would I say something like, hey, is it like on a sealed bag particularly, would I say, hey, is there any way you could, you know, open this up for me and double check the items? You know, I get paid an extra 50 cents if you can do that for me. You know, would you tell that to the staff that you're getting paid extra if they do that, so that they, you know, would do it for you? I don't know. It just seemed like a weird thing to me to implement on these orders. You know, me personally, I don't think that's something that they're probably just, you know, testing that out or whatever. I don't think that's a feature that's going to last very long. That'd be my personal opinion on it, but we'll see. And if I get another one like that, then next time I'll have to take it, unless it's like a $2 10 mile or some ridiculous offer. But otherwise, if it's halfway decent, like this one, so it would have been $8 for 7 miles. You know, it's an okay, decent order, but I declined that and got something better 15 minutes later. So you know, but like I said, next time I'll try to accept it, and just to see like if that's optional or not, or how it exactly works. But anyway, real quickly on to the rest of my dash, which was a short dash. But I had like I said, 15 minutes after that offer, I had a $8.25 Dollar General 5 miles, 3 items. And this was the same Dollar General that I had the issues with yesterday. So I accepted this because I wanted to see if I had the cell phone service issue 2 consecutive days at the same location. So that's, even though it wasn't the greatest offer in the world, I still wanted to, and I'd been, at this point, 2 hours, I'd been sitting at home and not left the apartment yet. So that's another reason why I took it. So I go to the Dollar General and no problems at all. I park, I walk inside the store, you know, complete all the steps, find the items. Absolutely no issue whatsoever with my service today. Whereas yesterday, I could not use the app whatsoever. So go figure. And then that order took me 28 minutes all total to make my $8.25. So, you know, not great. There's also construction right in front of the Dollar General, right in front of it. It closed down to 1 lane. When I first pulled up to it, it was closed down to 0 lanes for about I don't know, a minute, 2 minutes, and probably 2 minutes, and then they finally start letting one direction travel, and all total I must have been sitting there like 4 minutes, 5, something like that. Pretty crazy. Almost immediately after dropping that off to the customer at 8:30, I get a Target order, $9.25, 6 miles, only 3 items. And the drop off, I was just down the street from the Target, so it was picking up at Target and basically coming back home. Just about, it was going over to some home that's like right across from where I live, so that worked out. But I told my wife earlier that I very nearly thought about calling the authorities on this Target order before I got started on it, because when I looked at the shopping list on this, it was suppositories, a can of Red Bull, and a package of Sour Patch Kids. And folks, I mean, when I saw that, I mean, this looked like ingredients for like a recipe to make a bomb to me. I mean, so like I said, I almost was going to call the cops on this one, but I didn't. And I, completed the order and delivered that, and hopefully, hopefully it wasn't somebody making a bomb, but I don't know. $5.25 from DoorDash, $4 tip. And then it was just declines after that. Was it all? Yeah, it was all shopping orders and all declines. $12, 17 miles, $10, 14 miles. This one, $15.23 Meyer, 12 miles, 12 items. Doesn't sound too horrible, but it's going out to Obet's. I didn't want to go out east. And then $17.75, 17 mile Meyer. And then of course there's my return miles home for doing something like that, so I declined that. Stayed logged in for another hour or so after that, but just didn't get anything. Just didn't get any more orders after that, or offers, I should say. I had Deliver That turned on. It went off a few times, but I wasn't fast enough to get any orders on that. And then I started getting too tired. Waking up at 4 a.m. was catching up to me, and got tired. Tried to lay down just a little bit ago and couldn't fall asleep, so I thought I'd come up here, do this video, grab lunch, eat, and then for sure after that I'll be able to fall asleep. So today's dash was 3 hours, 37 minutes. I was only active on those 2 deliveries for 54 minutes is all I was active today, and made the $17.50. So maybe I might log back in later after a while. I kind of doubt it, but I might. We'll see. And then drove about 12 miles today to get the $17. Reached 100% completion. I didn't write it down on my notes here, but it was probably back in May or June, the last drop that I had, dropped order that I took a hit on. So I've been at 99% for a few months now. And with these 2 deliveries, that finally rolled off today. Didn't mention my acceptance rate in the last video. Yesterday, I started out at 66, ended the dash at 64%. And today, with the drops today, my AR is now 60%. So it's going down, 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 down. And we'll see how low that ends up getting. And that is all I have for this video. I'm going to shut this down, go get my White Castle. Wish me luck on that. And I'm going to gorge on White Castle, I should say. And edit this video and post it later. And that's about it for today. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I hope you all had a better gig work day than I did today. If you did some gig work today, hope you made more than 17 bucks. And as always, drive safe out there, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks again.